Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your Akazaki Yahoo, and I start this broadcast as I would start any broadcast by first of all giving all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Yahuwah, Hashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say shalom, Vabaruki, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Akidanaya. Shalom, Aki.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Maki. Shalom, shalom, Yasharal. Call Halal Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hamashiach, Barak Hashem.
Yes, indeed. Bless the name of the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, the Messiah. All praises. Hallelujah. All right. So we are back again on this Yom Shishi evening, getting ready to enter into a brand new book. All praises to the Father. We were able to knock out all the writings and affiliated writings of Yirmiyahu last week. And this week we are beginning the book of Ezekiel, or how we pronounce it out.
Let's see, that is Yehezqėl.
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 Yehezqėl. All right. Chapter 1, verse number 1. The vision of four figures. If you're familiar with this, get ready. If you're not familiar, buckle up.
God.
All right, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 13th year of the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was along the captives by the river of Chabar.
Yeah, I think it's Kabar.
Kabar, okay. It's like Kabar, that the Shamayim were open, and I saw a vision of the Most High. Yeah, let's take a look at that real quick. Kabar. My screen just stopped. And Kabar is far off. Well, this is in Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, yep, K Kabar. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's continue. Verse 2. And in the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity.
So this is 5 years after the evil king of Babylon has come to Jerusalem and taken captives. At this moment in time, the temple is still up, and there's still a king in Jerusalem from the sons of Dawid.
Okay,
And it's Jehoiakim's uncle, Zedekiah, who has been put into power there in Jerusalem, while Jehoiakim's been led away captive with not only himself and his family, but all of the chiefly princes. Let's see, he took I want to say he took all the craftsmen and skilled people that with that first captivity.
Okay, so yeah, because he did it in like 2 or 3 ways, right?
Yeah, 3 ways indeed.
Okay, yeah, we read that in Yirmiyahu somewhat, and then okay. Continue in verse 3. It says, and the word of Yahuwah came expressly unto Yehezqeel, the priest, the son of Bazah. I said it right?
Boozy.
It's like it. Boozy. In the land of the Chaldeans, by the river Kabar, in the hand of Yahuwah was there upon him. So let's check out Boozy's name.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting that he's speaking the word well, not interesting, but just, it's powerful because, he's also using Jeremiah around this same time to speak to the people.
Right, yeah. My contempt, father of Ezekiel or ancestor. So they don't know if he the father. So I guess he could be the grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when Israelite Boozy. So yeah, you hit that on the head, Boozy.
Oh, praise.
Hallelujah. All right, continuing. Verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself. And the brightness was about it. It's like, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire, amber out of the midst of the fire. It's like, let me read that again. Uh, verse 4, let me read that again. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came a likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the soles of their feet were like the soles of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of a brazen brass, of varnished, Salaki, of varnished brass.
I think it's burnished.
Burnished. Okay, kind, burnished brass. Kind. Okay, verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings, and there were 4 sides, and they had their faces and their wings. They had Slaki, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. I'm lost already in the description. It's like a lot of details to try to put into place, and I'd have to read it, and then it need to be drawn, and then adding, like build it so I can see it. Because I was trying to picture it in my mind, and yeah, I'm lost. I lost it. So, verse 9. Their wings were joined one to another, and they turned not when they went, and they went every one straight forward. Verse 10. As the likeness of their face, uh, they 4 had the face of a man, and the face of a lion on the right side, and the 4 had the face of an ox on the left side, and the 4 had a face of an eagle. So we
You know
talk
why?
about, yeah, go ahead.
When I've always visualized this, I don't know why I always visualize it as a helmet.
A helmet?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense, though. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, honestly. I'm just looking at it in the scripture to see if it read any different. And the likeness of their face, the face of a man, each had 4, and each of the 4 had the face of a lion on the right side. It had the face of a, yeah, I've seen this illustrated to a degree, but I didn't know how accurate that was. But continue with verse 11. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings on every one were joined one to another, and the 2 covered their bodies. Slacky. And 2 covered their bodies. And the 2. Verse 12. And they went, Slacky, and they went every one straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. So when I hear that, I'm thinking, don't deviate to the left hand or to the right. They're going straight forward. That's what the Most High said do.
Come.
All right. Verse 13. As for the likeness of the living creature, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright. And out of the fire went forth lightning. Wow. 14. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of the flashing of lightning. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with his 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance there Slakia. Let me start that again. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. He's my wheel in the middle of a wheel. Is that where they get that from?
Man, I guess so. Yeah.
Remember that song?
Like bits and pieces of it. Yeah.
Ever let me down. He's just a jewel. Okay, continue. Verse 17. It's amazing how you read something and it just connects to something else, and you like, huh.
Come.
Verse 17. Then they went, it's like when they went up on 4 sides, and they went not when they went. And they turned not when they went. It's like they turned not when they went. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, and when they went. Okay, I thought the way I heard it, I was thinking that it was almost like, how the rims would keep spinning when the car. That's what I was kind of visualizing in my head.
Yeah, because I said they went not instead of they turned not. I meant to say, yeah, my bad. Kind. So, all right. Yeah, they went not when they went. Like they were just crossed out. Rims keep spinning. Was that 2000?
Man, they spinning.
Right. Back when the trails free well. I don't know why he didn't patent that. How you go broke after that? And everybody was doing it, back then. Like, that's crazy. But nevertheless, let's continue. Verse 18. See how easy it is to get off?
God.
Verse 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them 4. Verse 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their thither was their spirit to go. So they went wherever their spirit had them to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. So their spirit was in the wheels. 21. When those went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. Huh. Okay. I wonder,
What's that?
reading this down, I'm like, hold up, because it kind of like, this kind of, now it's kind of making me think about, nah, I mean, I'm not saying that this is what it is. Don't get me wrong. I just had a thought come in my mind. So I wonder if this is like almost like he's describing like dare I say, a fighter jet.
That's a good analogy. I wasn't thinking fighter jet or jet engine, but I was thinking this wheel is some type of source of power.
Yeah, I mean, he's seeing the wheel go up, and when it left off the earth, and the thing was up, like it almost seemed like that's what it would almost, but I'm not saying that's what it is, but almost like an aircraft, uh, some sort, but it could be like a small version. And you're talking about having four faces, because oftentimes they'll have something painted on them, like something. So I wonder if I don't know. I'm not trying to draw that conclusion, but this is interesting. So it's
And
been a while
and
since I looked at this.
they're trying to describe something that they've never seen before, or he's trying to describe.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying unequivocally that's what it is. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's kind of interesting how he's describing it, because now I'm going back in my head. You're talking about a lion, what do you say, a ram? No, ox, a lion, an ox, a man, and what was the other one?
I forget what that other one
We had
was.
21. Let's go back up.
Ox, wasn't it?
Yeah. The sole of his foot was like a calf's foot.
Mm-hmm. It's like a boot.
Varnish color of varnished brass or burnished brass. Black boot. Like right now they wearing desert color boots.
Mm-hmm.
But they got various ones. You get some green ones, you get some, you know what I'm saying? If you used to be over in that area, you'd be in some camouflage, some desert type camouflage. Okay, here it is. Eagle. Oh yeah, that's it. A man, a lion, an ox, and an eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So I know good and well they'd have an eagle on that aircraft. Very well could have a lion. I don't know what an ox would fit in.
Strength.
But yeah, but they don't do. I never seen one with an ox on it. I could see a lion, I could see a eagle, but never an ox. I couldn't see it. I've not seen an ox. Let me say that.
But these are under the authority of the Most High.
Oh, these are the good ones.
Yeah, kind.
Oh, okay, kind. Well, that makes sense then. Okay, well, yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking that he was seeing, trying to describe what he was seeing, and as he described it, then, he was just.
No, this is something that has encountered there by the river, and I'm thinking about the whole scene. He's there with the captives that have been taken. They're traumatized right now.
Right.
This is a sign for them to know that the Most High is still the author of their lives.
Right.
He's still in control. This is faith building as well for a captive to see these things.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Kind, yeah. 100%.
And many of these people, some of them, because we know that captivity was 70 years. So some of these people that are around at this riverbank might have made it back home. We know of others that didn't. Daniel being one of them.
Right. Yeah. It's been talked about Daniel becoming a eunuch, and what that even means. Like, it's been even talked about that taking, castrating a man and allowing him to be in the house, to castrate him so that he's not a threat to you.
Mm-hmm.
But according to Torah, if you wounded in your male parts, you can't even come into the house of the Most High.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? So I hope that's not what it is. I hope that the eunuch takes on a different understanding, because I'd hate for that to be the case with Daniel with his wisdom. He can't come in. He got to go outside and talk to him. Like, man. Yeah, okay. Verse 21. Slacking. We read that one. We read 22. Vision of divine esteem or divine glory. Verse 22. The likeness of the firmament upon the head of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above, and under the firmament were their wings straight, and up towards the other. Every one had two, which covered on this side, and every one had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. I don't know what would cover their wings with two cover and two flying. Verse 24. And when they went, I heard a noise of their wings, like a great noise of great waters, as the voice of El Shaddai, of the Almighty, the voice of speech, the voice of a noise of an host or an army. And they stood and let down their wings. Slightly. And they stood, they let down their wings. Yeah, I read that right. I thought I misread it. When they stood, when they stood, they let down their wings. So I'm lost again as far as this description goes.
Here you come.
And there was a voice from the firmament that went over their heads, and when they stood, they had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their head was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above upon it. And I saw the color of amber as the appearance of fire round about within it. And the appearance of his loins, even upward, was the appearance of his loins, even downward. I saw it were the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about. And the appearance of a bow, as the appearance of the bow that is in the clouds in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Yahuwah. And when I saw it, I fell up on my face, and I heard the voice of one that spake. Yo, that's deep.
Come.
That's deep as an understatement. That is really deep. Like, wow. All right, let's continue. The prophet's call. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand up on your feet, and I will speak unto you. And the Spirit entered into me, and he spake unto me, and set me up on my feet. And I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I have sent you to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I got to tweet that. Verse 4. For they are imprudent children and stiff-necked. I do send you unto them, and you shall say unto them, Thus said the Master Yahuwah, and they were, and it's like you, and they, whether they hear or whether they forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall you, it's like you, yet shall know, why am I messing this up? Yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. Yet shall know, they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them. Verse 6, and you, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though bear their thorns, though berries and thorns be with you, and you doest dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed by their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Like, don't let them try to intimidate you.
Okay.
They'll try to do it. So-called Negroes be the king of mean mugs. Some of them. Yeah, mug you down. Mad dog. Give you that mad dog look.
Okay.
Verse 7. This is true even back then. So, verse 7. And you shall speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. For they are most rebellious. That is terrible that our power is calling us most rebellious. Yeah, but that's the truth because he can't lie.
Okay. We've read in other places where he said we wax worse than the people of the land that he drove out for us, you know?
Right. Exactly. Oh, verse 8. For you, but you, son of man, hear what I say unto you. Be not you rebellious like that rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat that I give you. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a rock of a book therein. So like I said, rock. Where did I get rock from? Let me read that again. Verse 9. And when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written within lamentations and mourning and woe. Woe is destruction.
God.
I'll be tripping sometime. What is up with this webpage? There it goes. Okay, kind of. All right, we're continuing right along here. The book of Ezekiel, chapter number 3 and verse number 1, Ezekiel's commission. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that which you find, eat this roll, and go speak unto the children of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat the roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause your belly to eat, and fill your bowels with the roll that I give you. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get you to the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For you, Slaki, for you are not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of strange speech and hard language, whose words you cannot understand. Surely, had I sent you to them, they would have hearkened unto you.
Wow.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto you, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are imprudent and hard-hearted.
It still remains out, you know.
Kind 100% imprudent and hard-hearted. Let's look at that word imprudent there.
God.
I tell you, we can kind of take what it is, but Kazakh, strong, stout, mighty. Kazakh. It's almost like my name, Kazakh. Let's see what the other one said. Mazak. Brown forehead. All right, continue.
So these are forward people, man.
Right. Hard-headed,
Well,
stiff-headed, like that's horrible. I really hate that. That's how we describe in this passage. I mean, I don't hate it because it's said. I hate it because we're being that way. That's why I hate it. I'm not hating because it's pointed out. I mean, it's pointed out because it exists. God. I hate it because that's the behavior that we exhibit.
And it wasn't our purpose. It's not what he intended for us, man.
Exactly. Like, you won't even listen to me. They're not gonna listen to you. Heck, they won't listen to me. Like, that's sad. Like, our own power would be like, I manifest myself to them and they still won't listen. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I don't know. Let's continue. Verse 8. Behold, I have made your face strong against their faces, and your forehead strong against their foreheads. As a adamant, harder than flint, have I made your forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto you, receive in your heart, and hear with your ears. And go, get you to them of the captivity of the children of your people, and speak unto them, and tell them, Thus saith the Master Yahuwah, whether they hear or whether they forbear. I say that all the time. whether you hear, forbear, like it, understand it, or believe it or not. That's the word of the Most High. Verse 12. Right. He said so smooth too. Verse 12. Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard them, and I heard beyond me, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Blessed be the esteem, be the glory of Yahuwah for his place. And I heard also the noise of the wings of the creatures that touch one another, and the noise of the wheels over against them, and the noise of a great rushing. Yes. So the Spirit lifted me up and took me away, and I went in bitterness in the heat of my spirit, but the hand of Yahuwah was strong upon me.
So when you hear him say that bitterness, he's not thrilled about this whole experience and like going, because he's being transported somewhere.
Right.
And he's bitterness. It's to me, it's how we would be being rushed somewhere with means that we've unaware of. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And he's being thrust into this whole situation. So, he's been given his word, and he's told to go and speak to his people that won't hear him. Like, I don't think anybody could be excited about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to be. And then you being told as well, don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated by their looks. So you already know you're going for a confrontation. You know what I'm saying? You're going for some contention. So it's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a pleasant experience. So I can see him, I can feel him being like bitter, like, oh man. You know what I'm saying? That'd be like going into a hostile place and trying to bring out scriptures. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to be met with hostility. And, you just have to have the courage to say, this is not going to be good, but this is what the Most High wants. So I'm going to do it because you say you do it. And let's do it. So, yeah. All right, verse 15. Then I came to them of the captivity at Tel Abib, and they dwelt by the river Kabar, and I sat where they sat, and remained there astonished among them 7 days. And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of Yahuwah came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked ways. Slacky. Nor speak to warn the wicked of his wicked ways, to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at your hand.
God.
Man, when you read this, when you hear that, your first thought is, man, I got to get to the street. I got to get out there and tell them that I can't have nobody blood on my hand.
Yeah, it's and I don't think that people think about that. I don't think because they're not in the word. A lot of times they don't know that it's in there.
Right.
We're not trying to belittle anyone.
Right.
We care about the salvation of our people.
Okay.
We want the people to know, like how we were told about our era, how we were living.
Absolutely.
It didn't feel good, at first,
No.
but you if you love the Most High, you're gonna want to love to be pleasing in His sight, man.
Absolutely, and that's exactly should be the motivation. You know what I'm saying? Where you come to it and understand that this was all his thing, his plan, and so he put all this forth for our well-being, for our good.
Yeah,
even though it didn't feel good.
It was
for our good.
Josiah, the book of the law was found during, refound again during the time of King Josiah. When he realized that he wasn't keeping the words that were written in that book, it broke his heart. He rent his clothes.
Right.
It's like,
exactly.
man, I this whole time I've been living contrary to the Most High.
Right. Try to do it right, and he did that which was right in the eyes of the Most High. But without the Torah, without the instruction, so he was operating on a degree, but he wasn't getting it right. You know what I'm saying? He was doing what was morally right. And I'm sure he knew not to go around and mess with anybody's wife. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't permit that type of thing. He got rid of the idols. You know what I'm saying? He knew that was out.
Yep.
But a lot of the details, I'm sure he was missing. And that's what made him go, oh man, I'm messing it up. But yeah, that's a good point. Verse 19. Yet if you warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. Verse 20. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because he have not given him warning. He have it's like he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness that he have done shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the righteous man that the righteous that the righteous sin not. Let me read that again. Nevertheless, if you warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he do not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, you have delivered your soul. And in the hand of Yahuwah, and the hand of Yahuwah was there up on me. I don't know why I keep messing up these words. Verse 22. And the hand of Yahuwah was there up on me. And he said unto me, arise and go forth unto the plain, and I will there talk with you. Then I arose and went forth unto the plain, and behold, the glory of Yahuwah stood there, as the glory which I saw by the river of Kabar, and I fell on my face. So this sight that he's seeing is so magnificent, it's so unnerving. He can't stand up. Like he can't. Let's continue. Verse 24. And the Spirit entered me and set me up on my feet, and spake with me, and said unto me, go, shut yourself within your house. So amazingly, when he falls down and he's down, it's taking this spirit to enter into him to get him back up. Like he's so floored by what he's seeing that he can't even. He's lost all his control. Wow.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm imagining this scene in my head, and it's something. I don't even know if Hollywood could put it into vision.
No, because you can't. What could they create that would be that unnerving? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Verse 25. But you, O son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon you, and shall bind you with them, and you shall not go out among them. And I will make your tongue cleave to the roof of your mouth, that you shall be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak unto you, I will open your mouth, and you shall say unto them, thus saith the Master Yahuwah, he that heareth, let him hear. He that forbeareth, let him forbear. For they are a rebellious house.
Right. But he can't even talk unless he's speaking the words of the Most High.
Right. And he done took that all the way out of him. My gracious. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter number 4. Siege of Jerusalem, prophesied, not predicted, prophesied. Verse 1. You also, son of man, take you a tile and lay it before you, and portray upon it the city of Jerusalem. So he got him drawing Jerusalem, and lay siege against it, and build a fort against it, and cast a mount against it. Set a camp also against it, and set battering rams against it round about. Moreover, take unto you, I said that wrong. Verse 3. Moreover, take you unto 3 an iron pan. No, I said that wrong. Moreover, take you unto you an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between you and the city, and set your face against it, and it shall be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel. Lie you also upon your left side, and lie you, and lay the iniquity of the house of Israel upon it, according to the number of days that you shall lie upon it, you shall bear their iniquity. Right. This was mind blowing when I first heard this, because I would have thought, man, there's no way I can get up. Like I gotta stay. I can't move. It's fine. I'm sure he did the best he could, and it probably felt like it was not enough. Because I just imagine me in that situation. You got a chance to bear the iniquity of your people and take away some of that. It's your people in captivity already. You got a chance to bear some of that. A day for a year.
Man, man, but I'm not sure what type of life he lived before this captivity. I know that there was a lot of wickedness going on in the land, and the Most High is a righteous judge, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But, and I get that, I agree 100%. And reading this and what our people endured, and knowing the history of our people, and understanding the curses and where we are now, if he offered me a deal like that, I don't even know. How long could I lay in one spot? I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I can't even sit still.
I'm thinking the same thing, guys. I'm thinking the same thing.
I'd rather it be, now of course I wouldn't tempt him like this, but I would say I'd rather it be, how long can you stand up? Is I can stand up for a long time.
And then you can try to find some way to hold yourself up.
Right.
Move your feet in different positions to make it easier, but
yeah, he might be like, no leaning. Like, oh,
older people get bed sores staying in one spot, man.
Right. Yeah. Kind. Yeah, I believe that's how my brother got that blood clot in his leg. Being in that bed for that time. So it took next to no time, but it's getting better now. So we didn't even talk about that. Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but we'll talk about it tomorrow. Most High willing. Verse 5. For I have laid upon you the years of their iniquity, according to the number of days, 390 days. So shall you bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. And when you have accomplished them, lie again on your right side, and you shall bear the iniquity of the house of Yehuda 40 days. I have appointed you each day for a year. Therefore, you shall set your face towards the siege of Jerusalem, and in your arm shall be uncovered, and you shall prophesy against it. And behold, I will lay bands upon you, and you shall not turn you from one side to the other until you have ended the days of your siege. Our bread. Uh, so let's imagine that in that position, laying down. Standing, like I said, standing would be my strong suit because I'm tall. I'm like to be stretched out. Laying down, that would real. Especially you talking days. Oh, I don't think I can lay down for a whole day if I can avoid it. But
Come.
that's a tough, and I believe that's why he did it that way because it was meant to be, discomfortable.
Right.
So
And he's not pleased with his people right now.
right,
You know.
exactly. I think this is where it gets a little bit rougher. All right, defiled bread. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 4, verse 9. Take you also unto you wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millets and finches, and put them one and put them in one vessel, and make you bread thereof, according to the number of days that they shall lie upon their side, that you shall lie upon your sides. So like 390 days shall you eat thereof. 390 days.
Man.
That's torture.
Yeah. It's over a year, man.
Man, yeah, that's torture. Verse 10. And your meat which you shall eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day, from the time that you shall eat it. You shall drink also water by mixture, a sixth part of a hin, from the time that you shall drink, and you shall eat it as barley cakes, and you shall bake it with dung that comes out of man in their sight. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And Yahuwah said,
Wow.
even thus,
I said, wow.
right. Yeah, that's pretty gruesome. And Yahuwah said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I shall drive them, whether I will drive them. Then saith I, O Master Yahuwah, behold, my soul have not been polluted. For from my youth, even unto now, have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces. Neither came their abominable flesh into my mouth. I can't say that. I wish I could. 15. Then he said unto me, Lo, I give you cow's dung for man's dung, and you shall prepare your bread with it. Is that better?
Man.
Cow dung for man's dung? I mean,
Yeah.
a cow is clean.
And this is all a byproduct of our disobedience.
Ugh. I guess it's clean. In consideration, it's a clean animal. You can't eat anything human. It's not clean. But my gracious, that is a raw deal.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't think. Well, I mean, it's very possible that the bread that we ate here was defiled, not with dung. But
Well, I would say yay, honestly, because, and that's the thing too, because we are so far removed from even the process of collecting food. We just got grocery stores, so we don't know what we're getting.
Indeed,
you know what I'm saying? Rats, mice,
yeah,
rodents, bugs.
Yeah, and they put swine in everything. They make everything with that.
Right, kind. kind. So, we just don't know what we're dealing with until, So I just imagine the Most High going through the list, of things we did that we weren't supposed to do. Like, yeah, you didn't know this, but you ate all these unclean things. But I knew it. You like, oh my gosh. Oh, here you are thinking you were pretty clean, huh? You weren't clean. You wasn't never clean. It's almost like, because we try, Like, I don't eat swine, I don't eat shrimp, crab, lobster, I don't eat any of these things. But remember when you bought those chips? Remember when you bought those that bread in the package? Remember when you bought that cereal and you unscrewed the top of that drink and put it to your lips to drink it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something else was drinking it before you. Wow. Verse 16, Slacky. Just imagine them telling us that, we thinking like we doing pretty good. And oh yeah, you did good, but just so you know.
Yeah, you still missed the mark.
Right. You missed it. Verse 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of the bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity.
This siege, our people were going hungry
Right.
during the siege and were forced to eat their own children.
Right. Man, that is like, I don't know how you. I don't even know. I don't even. I don't even know. I don't. I pray the Most High don't let that come back, because I literally don't have a clue how you could be that hungry. I'm gonna bite my son, my daughter, and I'm gonna eat their flesh. Like, because Salaki, I know I'm an older cat, but I remember cartoons being depicting this and showing, you look at a person and they turn them into a sandwich or turn them into something.
Turn them into a turkey leg.
Yeah. And then they go, oh, I'm gonna eat that. You get that look in their eye, and they always knew what that look meant. Mm-hmm. And they take off running, like, because they knew what it was, but I ain't never been close to that. To where I feel like I'm so hungry, I'm just gonna eat anything. We read that in when Shaul was king of Israel, and he told them, "Don't eat." That was one day, and they ate the lamb with the blood. That was one day. It wasn't even a week of fasting. Now, granted, they was at war and they was out, burning up major energy. So I get that, but just imagine that.
Yeah. It just seems like you would go out and fight versus eating your own child. Yeah, go out and fight and die if you have to.
Right, anything. And then that, I just can't imagine.
Yeah, because if I'm thinking that, I done already went crazy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, man. And definitely not to make mockery, but I know we're speaking from a place where, like I said, we got grocery stores.
Right.
You get in the car, you start the engine. These people had to get on mules and walk. If they was on a mule, then they was doing good. Mm-hmm. But we talking about a much different time frame, and that mule had to have food, and they may have been in a desert area, so they may have had to, they didn't have the luxuries, a lot of luxuries that we had. So, It's possible, but man, I'm thankful that I've not been in that, and that's got to be a horrible place to be. One minute you're normal, the next minute you're looking at a person like I can eat you. Like, wow. So anyway, let's continue. Chapter number 5.
Come.
You want to take this one?
Indeed.
So,
All right. This is the book of Yehezqėl, chapter 5. Jerusalem's desolation foretold. Verse 1. And thou, son of man, take you a sharp knife, take you a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard. Then take thee balances to weigh and divide the hair. You shall burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city, when the days of the siege are fulfilled. And you shall take a third part and smite it about with a knife, and a third part shall you Salakia, and a third part you shall scatter in the wind, and I will draw out a sword after them. So this is symbolically speaking of what we continuously read in the book of Yirmiyahu of the Most High destroying his people, or the disobedient people, with sword, famine, and pestilence.
Pestilence, yes indeed.
All right, verse 3. Thou shalt take also, Salakia, thou shalt also take thereof a few in number, and bind them in thy skirts. Then take of them again, and cast them into the midst of the fire, and burn them in fire. For therefore, Salakia, for thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Yasharal. Thus saith Yahweh Most High, this is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she hath changed my judgment into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes. They have not walked in them. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, because ye have multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have ye kept my judgments, neither have ye done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I, even I, am against you, and will execute judgment in the midst of you in the sight of the nations.
Wow.
So, yeah, this continue with us as well. This judgment amongst has been witnessed by the nations. To the point where they couldn't believe or fathom that we're the people spoken of in this book.
Right, kind. And I wonder if he, in saying that, in the midst of you, in the sight of the nations, I will execute judgment in the midst of you, in the sight of the nations. But he's using the nations to execute that judgment, much like he does with us. It's us, typically it's the nations. Sometimes it's our own people that execute that very judgment.
Come on. And we can read in other places where it says that you will see the judgment of the nations. You will see it with your eyes. So this happened to us first.
Right. Absolutely.
Verse 9. And I will do in you that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of thine abominations. Therefore the Father shall.
My bad.
Verse 9.
I hit the wrong button. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll read verse 9 again. And I will do in you that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all thine abominations. Therefore the father shall eat the sons in the midst of you, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgments in you, and the whole remnant of you will I scatter into all the winds. Wherefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, surely because you have defiled my sanctuary with all thy detestable things and with all thine abominations, therefore will I also diminish you. Neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity. So, this is a destruction pronounced, man. You
Right.
know,
Right.
this word went forth, and it didn't come back void. This
Not at all.
this happened.
Destruction. Whew.
Yep. It's the book of Yehezqeel, chapter 5, verse 12. A third part of you shall die with the pestilence, and with famine shall they be consumed in the midst of you. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about you, and I will scatter a third part into all the winds, and I will draw out a sword after them. We can look on a map uh, and see places that our ancestors left after. This is after 70 A.D.
Yeah.
And we were on the run. You know,
Right.
for many many years. And that continued, and then found ourselves in captivity here in the Western Hemisphere. So these, like, we talked about the dualness or the doubleness of some of these prophecies, and where we
Right.
see it reoccur, and this is something that we see reoccur.
Yeah, because it was even I've even heard people mention that even during the 70 AD, the siege that there was some cannibalism taking place.
Yeah, Khan, and our people had split up into 7 different groups, I believe. 7 different factions of Israelites, which we see the same things going on today, man. Which is, it's sad to see, man. It's sad to have to say that,
Right. Right. Yeah.
Probably even more divisions than 7 now,
I'm sure.
All right, verse 13. Thus shall my anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted, and they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it in my zeal, when I have accomplished my fury in them. Moreover, I will make you waste, and a reproach among the nations that are round about you, in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, and Salakia, an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about you, when I shall execute judgments in you in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. So, you know, this wasn't what was supposed to be for the nation of Yasharal. We were supposed to be an example to the nations that were round about. We were
Right.
supposed to be overwhelmed with the blessings of the Most High.
Right. Right.
But he can still use us, because the Most High is able to do whatever he wants.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
if he wants us to be an example for good, it'll be so. And if he wants it to be an example for something bad, it will be so. If that's what he wills.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, well, I'll say that. I'll say that for the year.
God. Verse 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I shall send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave you, and pestilence and blood shall pass through you, and I will bring the sword upon you. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. I will have mercy.
Have mercy, please.
All right.
Baba Kashah.
Man, Babakashah, Khan. This is the book of Yehezqeel, chapter 6. Idolatrous worship denounced. Verse 1. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, Set thy face toward the mountains of Yasharal, and prophesize against them, and say, Ye mountains of Yasharal, hear the word of Yahweh power. Thus saith Yahweh power to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys. Behold, I, even I, will bring a sword upon you, and I will destroy your high places. Our people, our ancestors, defiled the land in a number of ways. With their abominations,
Right.
with their idolatry,
Right.
also with not keeping the Sabbaths of the land.
Con. Right.
So this is destruction pronounced. But continuing, verse 4: And your altars shall be desolate, and your images shall be broken. And I will cast down your slain men before your idols. And I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Yasharal before their idols. And I will scatter your bones round about your altars. So yeah, we have to be mindful
Right.
of putting anything, and I'm talking to myself as well.
Absolutely.
Not that I'm setting up any graven image,
Right.
but I have to be careful what I run to when I get home.
Right.
You know what I mean? A
Con.
lot of times I want to run home and jump on social media when I should be putting the Most High first. Seeking Him like I seek everything else,
Absolutely.
or
100%.
much more with Him, because that's productive for me.
Right. Absolutely. 100%. That's a great outlook, to make sure that we're not placing anything in that place above the Most High.
Kind of, man, all praises to the Most High for His grace and mercy.
Indeed, indeed. Remember what the elder talked about when he talked about, saying that belly idol.
Yeah,
Yeah. And how that was, the driving force. He listened to that over everything else. Listen to that over, and you could tell it the evidence because, he was carrying it around with him. So
yeah. All right, continuing verse 6. In all your dwelling places, the city shall be laid waste, and the high places shall be desolate, that your altars may be laid waste and made desolate, and your idols may be broken and cease, and your images may be cut down, and your works may be abolished. We should never want it to have to come to this.
Destroy it.
Yeah,
tear it up, break it, destroy it. Get it out of there. Cut it down. What do you tell them in Deuteronomy? Cut down their altars, burn their what do you say? Burn their images, cut down their altars, and just what? Oh, gracious, I'm messing it up. Burn their images, destroy their altars,
and cut down their groves.
Cut down their groves. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. I messed it up, but yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, burn it, tear it up, and cut it down.
Indeed. All right, verse 7. And the slain shall fall in the midst of you, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captives, because I am broken with the whore's heart, which have departed from me, and with their eyes, which go a whoring after their idols. And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abominations. Yeah, I mean that's when we're faced with the consequences of our actions,
Right.
we have a funny sense of understanding then,
Right.
where we went wrong,
Can't believe I put myself in this. You know what I'm saying? I can't believe I'm in this. I'm right where I didn't want to be. I wanted to be free and enjoying stuff. Now I'm in captivity. Like, dang, why did I ever make that stupid altar? Why did I ever light those incense? Should have known better than that. What was wrong with me?
I'm in a position where I'm thinking about eating my child, you know?
Right.
No, it's bad.
Man.
All right, verse 10. And they shall know that I am Yahweh, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them.
Mm.
So, if he said it, it's coming through.
It's coming. Yes, indeed.
Well, verse 11. Thus saith Yahweh power, smite with thine hand, and stamp with thy foot, and say, Alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Yasharal, for they shall fall by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. He that is far off shall die of the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword, and he that remaineth and is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury upon them. Then shall ye know that I am Yahweh, when their slain men shall be among their idols round about their altars, upon every high hill, in all the tops of the mountains, and under every green tree, and under every thick oak, and the place where they did offer sweet savor to all their idols.
Man,
So,
they did it everywhere.
Elkan,
My gracious. He said on top of the mountains, on under every green tree, under every thick oak. It's crazy.
yeah, I'm trying to imagine what the land looked like. With you know, I bet it just looked like witchcraft
Yeah, yeah.
as graffiti, like up on the walls. You know what I mean? Like,
Kind. It probably looked like this land right now, where they had all these. You got this temple of this evil one here. You got a temple of that evil one over there,
God,
right across the way. You walk down a little bit, and here's another idol, another so-called church. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
it's the same thing like it is here now.
man. And then well, not we, because we understand and
Right.
trying to warn our people of the fury that's to come. Like, it's not gonna be kumbaya.
No, not at all. It's gonna be destruction, mayhem. Yeah.
Man. All right, verse 14. So will I stretch out my hand upon them and make the land desolate, yea, more desolate than the wilderness toward the block, in all their habitations, and they shall know that I am Yahweh.
All right. All right. We're gonna finish up with chapter 7, and we'll pick up from chapter 8 tomorrow. Most High willing.
God. All right, this is the book of Yehezqėl, chapter 7. Punishment for wickedness foretold. Verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Also, thou son of man, thus saith Yahweh power unto the land of Yasharal, an end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon you, and I will send my anger upon you, and will judge you according to your ways, and will recompense upon you all thine abominations. And mine eye shall not spare you, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon you, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of you, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come.
Wow.
An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for you. Behold, it is come.
Wow.
This morning is coming to you, O you that dwellest in the land. The time is come. The day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon you, and accomplish mine anger upon you, and I will judge you according to your ways, and will recompense you for all thine abominations.
Mm.
And mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity.
Wow.
I will recompense you according to your ways and your abominations that are in the midst of you. and ye shall know that I am Yahweh that smiteth.
Wow.
You know, it's all fun until thus saith Yahweh power
Right.
begins to speak.
Exactly.
That sin seems fun and profitable,
Right.
seems victimless, but you know, not only does this affect us, it affects our families,
Right. Our
our
children,
children, our descendants.
generations. Right.
God,
Yes, indeed.
you know, yeah, we find ourselves in captivity now.
Right. Kind. Kind. So bad that we don't even know. Our people don't even know we captives.
God,
You know, I always go back to what Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if I could have convinced them that they were slaves.
man, it's like we have no desire to know either. Like,
Right.
you know, we're okay with thinking that yeah, my name is Thomas.
Right.
You know, like these Gentile names with we
Toby.
we
Right.
have no desire to know the truth.
Kind of. It's sad too. It's really, it's heartbreaking, especially when you read this and you see that this was the plan. You know what I'm saying? To put us in this position, which we earned. It's not just a plan that he just concocted out of nowhere.
God.
This is this is earned for wicked behavior.
Yeah,
It's
and it's not like there was no warning. There was
right.
plenty of warnings.
Plenty of warning. Absolutely. We chose to go off and to deal with the consequences. I mean, they was doing evil under everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like every turn was evil.
God, everywhere you look,
Like that's crazy.
God. All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, Salakia. Yea, Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 10. Behold the day, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth. The rod hath blossomed, pride hath budded. Violence is written up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs. Neither shall there be wailing for them. We I remember hearing you know the Most High tell the prophet Jeremiah, you
Right.
know, don't cry for these people, man.
Right. Exactly.
Verse 12, the time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof.
All the multitude.
For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. So, you know, I was wondering, why they decided not to fight, you know what I mean? And rather than, eat your own children, but we know that they had plenty of warnings of what was to come if they continued to do wicked,
Right.
and they just succumb to it. You know,
Yeah.
we'll sit in behind these gates, and it's no point of us going to battle. You
Right.
know,
We done already lost. You know,
come,
we already done earned it.
yeah,
Well, we're getting this is recompense. This is happenstance.
come. Verse 15: the sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him.
Hmm.
But they that escape of them shall escape, and they shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. Man. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water.
Mm.
They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Man.
Yeah, I saw somewhere where people were swallowing their gold, trying to hide it from the adversaries. Um, this was in '70. Some of them, they were cutting open their stomachs and getting the gold out
Wow.
because they had swallowed it, trying to hide it from the Romans.
It's terrible. It's terrible, man. Just we ought to just want to do the right thing to keep all this from happening to us.
Yeah, yeah, and this thing, it's all so preventable. It's like all we got to do is what the Abba said, and in doing that, none of this is even a thing. Like, I imagine if we'd have been keeping Torah, doing it properly, and I'm not gonna go too far off on this, but if we'd been keeping Torah, doing it properly, you would have had situations where we were putting people to death with stoning, and if they would have done it properly, and we would have, I imagine the Western world would have heard what was going on in Israel, and if we'd have, done well, and who knows where they would be without us. You know what I'm saying? If they even been over here, well, they could have got their butts kicked by the Native Americans when they came without us. I don't know, maybe not, but nevertheless, if they would have came over here and established themselves, and then they heard about the people in Israel stoned somebody for being talking, because he blasphemed the Most High, or because he cursed his parents, or whatever the case, and he got put to death. Like, that's inhumane. We should go over there and kill them. And they would roll up on us, try to roll up on us, and the spirit of the Most High come over us, and we run them jokers right off our shore, because we have the righteousness of the Most High with us. And even though they think that they represent some kind of good, they come at us, and we got the good with us, the power of good. And yeah, we run they behind right on up out of there.
Yeah, and that situation that you posed,
right.
In this same book, we'll read that the Most High says that you will keep my judgments and do them.
Exactly.
What judgments is he talking about? You just go to Shemot chapter 21, and it begins to tell you what those judgments are. I want to say it goes all the way from Shemot 21 all the way to 22 or 23 with these judgments. So there is no defying the army of Yasharal if we're walking upright and pleasing to the Father. We've seen that in the scripture as well.
Indeed.
All right, this is the book of Ezekiel, Salakia. Ezekiel, chapter 7, the temple profaned, verse 20. As for the beauty of his ornament, he is set in his majesty. Salakia. He set it in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations and of their detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from me. This beauty of his ornament.
Right.
Is this talking about the people, or what he intended for his people, the beauty he placed on us, or?
No, I believe this is about what was set up in the temple.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As for the beauty of his ornament, he is set in majesty, but they made the image of their abominations and their detestable things therein. Therefore, I have set it far from them. I believe it's talking about the temple.
Okay, Khan. Yeah. I believe you're right, and probably talking about those utensils that were plundered by. Right. I think you're right. The water.
Okay. No sweat.
Verse 21. and I will give it unto the hands. Yep, I will give it unto the hands of strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the erect for a spoil, and they shall pollute it.
Wow.
Yeah, talking about the temple. Yep.
Right.
My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robber shall enter into it and defile it.
Wow.
You know, we read about how, you know, the Babylonians went in there and took all the set apart things,
Right.
you know.
Right. Crazy.
Verse 23, make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of their strong to cease, and their set apart places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumors shall be upon rumors. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the Torah shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts will I judge them, and they shall know that I am Yahweh.
Wow. My gracious. Lots and lots of destruction for the children of Israel as it pertains to the first 7 books of Yehezqėl. Man, where to even begin? This book is different. The start of it, I don't know if you noticed, chapter 1 verse 1 was it was a completely different. I mean, the narrative was completely different than any of the other books that we began with, which is extraordinary to say the least. I wonder if there was if there's some missing. Maybe I don't know. I'm not trying to insinuate that, but I just wonder because the way it starts off is just different than any other book. Did you notice that?
Yeah, Khan, even the name of the Most High, you know, we saw in Yirmiyahu as well as Yeshayahu, it was Yahweh power of Yasharal, but
right.
This was just Yahweh power,
right.
And it did seem to be written differently because we were kind of still reading like we were reading from the other prophets that we read the way. And I think that's why we were kind of stumbling over some of it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of written differently, man.
It's different. Yeah, it's not flowing in the same manner that you know what I'm saying, that the other one was really. You had kind of gotten used to saying it this particular way, and then you read like that's not what that said.
It kind
so it kind of throws you off. But yeah, verse 1, it began. It says, and it came to pass in the 13th year, in the 4th month. Like that's kind of unusual to start a book like no introduction. Like by the way, I'm Ezekiel, servant of Yahuwah, or servant of Yahweh. But he said that in verse 3. Well, in the 3rd verse, he said the word came especially into Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzi. Yeah, so I mean we get that there, but not to that point. So he go into a whole different setup, which is not unusual. I mean, not unreasonable, I should say, but it's definitely different than what we've read thus far. So interesting to say the least. But a lot of interesting points, a lot to be built upon, a lot of judgment. You know, judgment is so good for the people because if you can learn from the judgment in the past, that can bring you to where you need to be. You know, it's oftentimes in past times, preachers would preach hellfire and brimstone, and people would come to the front. You know, they for fear. You know, even when the prophet what was his name that brought the fire down?
Oh,
Uh,
that was
oh man,
Elijah.
Elijah, Khan Elijah. I don't know why I drew that blank. So I keep. Yeah, Khan. So even when Elijah brought the fire down in the midst of the people, and they saw it consume everything, that they fell on their face and said, Yahweh is power.
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh is power. Yahweh is the power. You know what I'm saying? They was done with that evil one. They was ready to give it over. You know, so this operates in the same manner, uh, uh, in the same stratosphere as far as power goes, where you show the people that pestilence, famine, the sword, and destruction is coming. And good sense kicks in and says, I don't want to be destroyed. Yahweh's power.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, um, and at this time they had gone through that, and they still wouldn't listen. So he had to bring the destruction, and they had to be consumed, and they had to be destroyed. So it's sad that you find yourself in the worst possible position before you actually respond. In my professional life, they call that hitting rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the very bottom, and that's just nothing left, and that's where you're ready to make a change. Sometimes they got to let you hit to that point before you're ready to say, "Okay, that's enough. I'm ready now." Like it shouldn't take that. You should be able to learn from, you know, warnings of past situations and circumstances. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll pick up tomorrow. Go ahead.
Khan, I really glad to recover this reading. You know, this book possesses one of my favorite chapters in the whole scriptures. You know, I've got a bunch of favorite ones, but you know, one of them is in here. But you know, reading this another time, you know, just looking at it, you know, we now know that, you know, because I like to know what tribe a lot of these people that we're reading about come from.
Mm,
And you know, we know that Ezekiel was a priest.
right.
So, you know, to be a priest, he had to be a son of Aharon,
Mm-hmm.
you
I'm
know.
sorry,
So,
yes, indeed.
you know, so not only that, not only, you know, uh reading that again, now coming to the realization that not only was Jeremiah prophesizing around this time, but uh, you know, we start reading about the acts of Daniel and Hananiah,
Mm-hmm.
Mishael, and Azariah, the three Hebrew boys. Like all of this is going on around the same time. You
Correct.
know, so
Absolutely.
you know, just taking all that in. You know what I mean? I think a lot of what we read, we read previously with the Jeremiah series,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, this just gives a different view of what was going on. Uh, let's see. You know, Yehezqėl, Ezekiel, you know, being called out and uh, having to suffer as well, like laying on your side for over a year.
Oof.
You know, this was not an easy walk being a servant of the Most High. You know,
Mm-mm. No. Being made
uh,
dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
Khan. You know, this defiled bread that you know Yasharal continues to have to suffer through and eat because of our own wickedness, because of our own hard-heartedness. You
Right.
know, is what this book has called it. You
Right.
know, but man, those last few chapters that I read, you know, it wasn't. It was just kind of hard to read. You know
It
what I
was,
mean?
man.
Like, and you know, we read it before. You know how
Yeah.
he would destroy these people with the sword, with famine, and with pestilence. Uh, just difficult to read, man. But glad that we knocked it out. Looking forward to reading more because we know the plans that the Abba has for the righteous, man, and we're trying to be in that lump, in that sum, striving for perfection, which is possible if taken day by day.
Absolutely, absolutely. All praises to the Father. You know, it's just, man, it's so hard to think that it's got to be this difficult. You know, and it's just it's heart wrenching, honestly, to think about the situations that our people have put that we've been put into we put ourselves into, and I say that like that because you know we got to take accountability. We can't just pass the buck. You know, we sin, our fathers have sinned, and they are not, and we're here. And yet this day in the land of our captivity, as we read in the book of Baruch, and you know, it's a continuing thing. So you know, we got to get it right. We got to do it better and prepare for the return of Hamashiach and the restoration of our people. And I was going to say this earlier, but I don't want to seem like I'm mocking or anything of that nature because I'm not. However, when I read in the text where it says, and I will write my law on their heart and put it in their mind, like I wish we were already at that point.
Hey, Con.
You know what I'm saying? And again, that's not to mock. That's not to say the Most High not. You know, he can do however he wanted to do it. He is our power. We're not his. But
Slacky, I thought the same thing when we read about how Ezekiel, how he fell on his face and the spirit entered him and stood him up. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, Abba, put your spirit in me where, you know, where all I do is righteousness. You know what I mean?
You know, that seemed like let's just do that, you know, and we don't even have to do all this other stuff. Let's just jump to that part. Since he was going to do it anyway, you know. And again, that's not me mocking. That's just understanding what's written. And he said this is what's going to happen. So I would love to see that be the case, you know.
God.
But it'll be what it is. I'm not going to say, however he does it, however he has to do it, whether I'm Hazaki Yahoo or something completely different, you know, that's not my concern. My concern is that, you know, we come out of these captivities, out of all these lands in which we are scattered, and, you know, get back to doing what it is that the Most High created us to do, and that's serve Him.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So with that, all praises to Ha'aba for another wonderful study. And we're going to close out with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13. Now, this is the reason why we read this every single time and why this is such a valiant, very important part to understand. What we've read, situations and circumstances of our people not obeying what the Most High have given us to obey. So we read the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 12 and verse number 13, because the writer, who is King Solomon, says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. The reason he's saying this is because through all of his experience, through all of his exploits, through everything that he'd gone through, all the places he visited, all the women he dealt with, all the money and riches that he had his hands on, none of it meant anything because he went off from serving the Most High. And he realized that he went off and things were bad. He made things the worst possible way for him. So he said that let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. Why? Because this is the reason for life. So I love to read this 3 times because it bears so much reiteration because it's so necessary that we understand this. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, because this is the entire reason that we are here. I am your Akazaki Yahu, joined by my most esteemed Akinanaya, who give all praise, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahuwah, Bahashem, Yahushua HaMashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together. And we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High power, under one covenant. Until that day, Shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom, family.